ask you again if you're okay.
I'm running out of light.
I didn't expect this kind of silence after that Season 2 finale. Not from a Taylor Sheridan show, not from Special Ops Lioness, but here we are, deep into 2025, and everything points to one thing: it's coming. Paramount Plus hasn't said it out loud yet, but Showmax did. Quietly, casually, on X, when a fan asked for news, Showmax replied, "Soon, soon, show me, we'll let you know." That's not a maybe, that's a tease, and fans know the difference. Lioness isn't coasting on Zoe Saldaña's name or Taylor Sheridan's brand, it delivers. Season 2 was intense, brutal, and deeply emotional. By the end of it, I wasn't just watching Cruz and Joe, I was breathing with them. So what's going on with Season 3? Let's rewind for a second. Season 1 dropped between July and September 2023. The renewal didn't come until May 2024. That's an 8-month gap. Painful, sure, but Sheridan isn't the guy who rushes scripts. The moment Season 2 got the green light, things moved fast. They started shooting in May 2024, wrapped in August, and released the first episode by October 27th, just 5 months from green light to premiere. If they follow that same pattern, here's what I think. A renewal announcement in late summer or early fall 2025 means we're watching Season 3 by early 2026 at the latest. But let's talk about what's really driving the demand. Even without new episodes since December 2024, Lioness is still crushing viewership. Flix Patrol just confirmed it. Lioness is the 5th most watched show on Paramount Plus right now. And it's not even trending in the US. That's the wild part. The numbers are coming from Latin and South America. Mexico, Venezuela, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Colombia. These countries have pushed Lioness into the top 5 for Paramount Plus, even half a year after Season 2 ended. The show even broke into the top 10 in parts of Europe, Germany, Austria, Italy, all without new content. Let that sink in. Taylor Sheridan's shows don't fail. That's a known fact at this point. But Lioness doing numbers in countries where English isn't even the first language? That's rare, especially for a show where the whole plot of Season 2 revolves around an op to take out a cartel boss. And yet, Mexican and Latin American viewers are showing up for it. Why? Because Lioness does what few other shows in this genre do. It gives weight to emotional trauma. Every explosion, every mission, every betrayal, it hurts. The characters carry their wounds. Zoe Saldaña's Joe isn't just a commander, she's a woman fighting to keep her soul intact. Leisla de Oliveira's Cruz isn't just a rookie, she's a ghost walking among the living. That pain translates. It crosses borders. That's why this show has legs. Now, Netflix did something interesting earlier this year. It licensed Season 1 of Lioness for Latin America. That move wasn't random. It was strategic, a bait and hook, and it worked. Viewers binged Season 1 on Netflix, then jumped to Paramount Plus for Season 2. That's how you create a new fan base. So what's the holdup? It's not Zoe Saldaña. She already confirmed she signed on for 3 seasons. She's in. And she's not the kind of actor who phones it in. She's present, committed. You feel it in every scene. That alone gives the studio confidence. But Taylor Sheridan is the variable here. The guy's plate is full. He's working on Landman Season 2, which isn't as neatly scripted in advance as his other projects. He's also got spin-offs for Yellowstone in the pipeline, one with Beth and Rip. Another one called The Madison, which is already shot. There's Why Marshals too, but that has a different showrunner. Still, it's a lot to manage. Sheridan writes like a novelist. Everything funnels through his pen. That's the bottleneck. But also the reason Lioness doesn't feel like every other military show. He understands pacing. He knows when to punch and when to pause. That's what makes it special. So yeah, the silence is frustrating, but it's not final. Here's what I think is happening behind the scenes. Paramount Plus is looking at the numbers, not just in the US, but globally. They're seeing Lioness chart in places it wasn't expected to. They're calculating ROI. They're comparing it to Tulsa King, 1883, 1923, and even Landman, which beat Yellowstone's records earlier. And what they're realizing is this: Lioness is the international sleeper hit they didn't plan for but desperately need. Streaming wars are brutal, and if a show breaks the language barrier like Lioness just did, that's gold. Studios do not ignore that. So when will we hear something? There's a decent chance the renewal gets announced between now and the end of summer. Maybe July, maybe early August. If it slips past that, look for it in the fall. And if filming kicks off before the end of the year, we're looking at a late 2025 or early 2026 release. Now, Zoe Saldaña said she's on for at least 3 seasons. That, at least, is doing a lot of heavy lifting. If Season 3 lands well, and with a global audience now tuned in, it won't stop there. Sheridan might be plotting a bigger arc, a broader war, new players, maybe new theaters of operation. But that all depends on how Season 3 performs. Right now, fans are flooding social media. Every post, every clip, every rumor, there's someone begging for a Season 3 update. The engagement is non-stop, and honestly, that kind of organic buzz is rare. People care. That's the bottom line. Lioness isn't perfect. It's gritty, flawed, emotional, and that's why it works. We're not watching superheroes, we're watching women barely holding it together in the middle of a battlefield, and when they crack, we feel it. But there's a thing that I want to point out. I thought Taylor Sheridan was Special Ops Lioness. Turns out he wasn't even the original showrunner. That title went to Thomas Brady. He built the first version of the show with a traditional writer's room, the usual Hollywood playbook. Sheridan? He walked in later and rewrote the whole thing solo. Every script, front to back, no co-writers, no room, just him. Classic Sheridan move. But when it came time to shoot, Sheridan wasn't even on set. That's not a rumor. Paul Cameron, the series cinematographer and director, confirmed it himself in an interview back in July 2023. According to him, there was no official showrunner on the ground when they started filming, just some folks from Sheridan's camp and lots of long-distance phone calls with him and producer Michael Friedman. So yeah, Lioness was run remotely. A billion-dollar cast, high-stakes CIA plot. Nicole Kidman, Zoe Saldaña, Morgan Freeman, and no Taylor Sheridan in the room. Wild. Especially because Sheridan is known for being hands-on. The guy rewrote Yellowstone episodes on the fly, built entire backstories in 1883 and 1923 from scratch. He doesn't just write, he builds empires. Yet here, after rewriting Thomas Brady's original scripts, he left the rest to the team. It wasn't chaos, the show still got made, but there were problems. Cameron admitted there were bottlenecks. Actors had questions, lines needed tweaking. Normally, you'd look across the room at your showrunner. Here, they had to call Sheridan. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. For a show this dense, both emotionally and politically, that kind of distance could have sunk it. But it didn't. In fact, it did the opposite. Lioness blew up, and now it's coming back for Season 3 in 2026. That's the Sheridan effect. Doesn't matter if he's physically there or sending notes from a ranch in Texas. When his name's on something, people show up. Even Zoe Saldaña knows it. She called Sheridan a cowboy that lives off the grid. Said working with him is like tapping into a vision that doesn't follow the usual rules. And honestly, it shows. Lioness doesn't feel like other military thrillers. It doesn't play it safe. It has that Sheridan DNA, complicated leads, moral gray zones, big quiet moments before the storm. Even without him on set, his voice is in every line. And let's be real, if he could build Yellowstone into an empire, spin-offs, timelines, generational sagas, he can do it again. Lioness could easily go there next. New missions, new agents, maybe even a spin-off focused on the CIA program itself. The numbers are strong, the fan base is global, and Zoe's locked in. Taylor Sheridan may be off the grid, but his vision is still moving pieces behind the scenes. Now, it's just a matter of when, not if. If you're as ready as I am for Special Ops Lioness Season 3, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Where do you think the story goes next? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The second we get official news, I'll break it all down right here.